How is Tristan?
Getting that.
What?
You getting that sausage?
Ask him on your own. I don't know what 5 or 10 years will bring. If he's my person, then he's meant to be my person.
Her nose are getting a little bit weaker every time. Like, I feel like she didn't say to Scott, like, hell no. Hey, YouTube. Welcome back to Kards Katch Up with E-News. This episode started with our fave, the Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back by popular demand.
It's also the opposite because we didn't demand Tristan to come back. But this episode is all about the Kardashian exes.
And they hang out. He seems to learn about Tristan's house roof caving in situation only now.
How is Tristan?
He's good. His house getting flooded and all that, it's fine.
His
But
house got flooded?
that's why he's been at my house. The whole ceiling caved in.
Scott is really like surprised that Tristan is living with her platonically and that they're in different rooms and that they're not banging and she's not getting the sausage.
Solid
Getting
friends. What?
You getting that sausage?
I'm not gonna lie, the best part about the episode was Scott asking, are you getting the sausage?
But Khloé, she's gonna reach her limit of like how much people can ask this question. She's over it. She's like, no.
I am not back together with Tristan.
But you know what? Her nose are getting a little bit weaker every time. Like, I feel like she didn't say to Scott, like, hell no. She was kind of like, he's in a different room.
Ask him on your own. I don't care.
A little. Half asleep, little side action.
We don't sleep in the same bed. He has his own room.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not, things have,
Boundaries.
yeah.
I hear you.
But we're great friends.
And it's like, okay, Khloé, he can still sneak in and give you that sausage.
Literally, and the fact that this was the first time that Khloé Kardashian kind of was open about the possibility of her and Tristan getting back together in the future. Because the premiere episode, Khloé was very adamant to let everyone know that she was single.
She also said, right now we're not together, but who knows what's gonna be in 5, 10 years if he's my person and that's what's meant to be.
I don't know what 5 or 10 years will bring. If he's my person, then he's meant to be my person. But right now, I'm not going to make my life any harder than it has to be. So yes, I am going to have as much as a seamless, fantastic co-parenting relationship as I can.
She's breaking because it went from very strongly, I want everybody to know I'm single.
I need people to know that I'm single.
Like, this ain't it. He needs to get the frick out of my house.
Like, I still need my space.
To right now, no. Right now, no is like the weakest no ever. But you know what, Colt? I feel bad for Khloé, and not only because of Tristan, but because obviously Tristan being the caretaker of Amari equals Khloé being the caretaker of Amari. It looks like she knows what's going on more than Tristan.
Sometimes he doesn't sleep well. His seizures are triggered by sleep.
You're like a full doctor, huh? You know everything.
No, I just know a lot about him.
He's Amari's sole caretaker, not Khloé. And somehow, you know, Khloé is just so good at being a caretaker that she just assumes that responsibility. But it is kind of like, wait, Tristan, isn't Amari more your responsibility?
I'm just wondering, like, what would Tristan do without the Kardashians? And I think Khloé made it very clear this episode that everything she's been through in her life, losing her father, dealing with Lamar when he was in a coma, she's like, I was kind of built for this.
I don't know if this sounds really dark, and I don't even know if anyone would understand this. I'm going to say it. But I feel like I'm equipped with the tools because of what I went through with Lamar, who couldn't walk, who was bedridden, who couldn't speak for months.
But you know what, Colt? You said it last episode. Tristan is a suck up. We saw like flickers of it at the martini cocktail party last week, and we assumed it because we're like, why else would Kris Jenner be so obsessed with him? And now we know it. His tongue is so far up her anus that it's stuck.
You know, I don't want to get your, your beautiful two-piece dirty.
Well,
I got this with the long arms and the reach.
What don't you do? Well, you sure do come in handy.
And then we find out basically that the reason Tristan has this ESPN gig, which we also assumed, is Kris Jenner.
I was able to reach out to ABC, Disney, and really express how talented I thought Tristan was and how they would really benefit from him being a part of the ESPN team, for example.
Kris was like, I mean, you have the talent. Did she watch the episodes of the Kardashians?
I think I was the last person on her address book that she asked to come join her on this hike. But at the end of the day, it's quality time.
He does not pass a confessional. You know,
No.
like, not that he's not like good looking. It's more like there just isn't that face to camera chemistry or naturalness in front of the camera like us.
Right?
Kris, can you make a call for me, please? Thank you. I'm really happy that they kept it in the episode. And isn't it fun that, like, we know, Tristan, we know. Kris, your mommy calling to get you to know?
I think Tristan's more of a Nepo baby than Kendall and Kylie at this point. Like, are you kidding me?
Tristan's a Nepo baby.
He's the definition Nepo baby.
Kris even says in this episode, like, what's going to happen when Tristan moves out? I'm afraid there's going to be too much of a void.
I worry that Khloé, with this change of Tristan moving out, there is going to be a void there.
Then the producer asks Khloé if she's prepared for when Tristan moves out. And it looks like Khloé's like, I don't know.
Tristan moves out. Are you prepared for that?
I don't know.
And that is a very different answer than Khloé at the beginning of the season saying, I can't wait for him to get out of my house. I don't know what's happening.
We are all in a state of I don't know, because I feel like we're seeing Khloé kind of realize, oh, this is her normal now. Does she want a new normal, or is she okay with this co-parenting situation? Or does she want more to be co-parenting with the K, and that means she's actually getting the sausage?
That sausage. Ah, yes. So when Scott and Khloé are hanging out, we learn more about Scott's car accident, which wildly I feel like didn't get that much press or media attention. And like we see here that Scott could have literally died.
Basically hit and it did a somersault forward.
Oh.
Then hit, then landed.
But you know why I love Scott? He makes a joke out of everything. And even when Khloé walks in and she opens his fridge, he has a pretty good fridge, lots of different drink options. She was like, you're really living large these days. And he is like, no pun intended, I've gained a shit ton of weight.
You're really living large these days.
No pun intended. I've gained a lot of weight here because of my back.
And Khloé's just like, I know that you're not like taking care of yourself. You're not doing physical therapy. And he's like, you're right, I'm not.
Let me promise you something. You have not done physical therapy.
Yeah.
It is wild though, because he did mention that they told him to like microdose shrooms, and he's like, that's crazy.
Did a couple hours with this woman in Santa Monica. And I'm not into like spiritual healing at all.
Yeah.
And she was like, just, you know, microdose some shrooms. Because I was like, this is not for me.
And of course, in like true Scott fashion, he makes those jokes, and the doctor was like, well, what'd you like to do for fun, like before your back got all, you know, messed up? And he's like, sex.
What do you do before you hurt your back for fun? Would you like
Sex.
sex?
But now I can't move, so
Right.
I'm terrible.
Well, Scott's extremely horny and it probably hasn't gotten laid in a while. If his first thought for when he turns 40 is to hook up with Khloé.
On my 40th birthday or something, maybe? Me and you?
What?
What?
Me and you what?
I don't know.
You might
Anyhow.
have bumped your head as well.
He's not getting this out of his head. He wants to hook up with Khloé, and Khloé's like not having it.
I mean, listen, there is an elephant in the room here, right? Kourtney's not going to film with Scott, so he's not going to be invited to group events. And there's probably like some Kourtney laws around Scott even being on the show. There's been some speculation from the first episode when Kim said everyone was worried about Kourtney and concerned about her, and she changed so much.
We all are concerned. We all think that you're just really not happy. You hate us. You're a different person. We all talk about it.
People immediately thought, oh no, maybe this has something to do with Travis. Maybe he's isolating her from her friends and family. And, you know, really, it seemed like everyone was trying to place the blame somewhere. But you know what? Maybe Kourtney's isolating herself. And she's like, I don't want to be part of this. I want to be home with my man. So what did you guys think of episode 3 of The Kardashians? Let us know in the comments below.
And make sure to check out last week's recap in case you missed it.
And don't forget to subscribe.